Today I'm going to be talking about 6 horror and thriller books that are being released in January of 2022. Now, after doing some research, obviously I'm not going to be talking about every horror and thriller book that are being released this month. I am just talking about the ones that caught my attention, so if I'm interested in them, maybe you will be too. Now, I've seen some other booktubers talking about some of these books, but not all of them, so let's get right into it. Now, the first one I'm going to be talking about is kind of a cheat. It was actually released at the end of December of 2021, and that is The Squatter by Jonathan Dunn. So this story is about a woman who is forced to close down her restaurant due to the pandemic and is forced to move from the city to a quiet little town and into this seemingly free of charge old farmhouse. The catch is, it's not quite vacant. They are sharing this house with a sinister squatter that lives in the fireplace or something, and he comes out at night to play. He sounds really devilish, and she is not having that. She wants to protect her family at all costs, so she's going to go public with this information about this sinister squatter, but she doesn't realize that doing so leads to unforeseen consequences. The Green family soon realizes they are unwitting participants in like this macabre contest where this farmhouse is first prize, or is it? So yes, this was released at the end of December, but I still wanted to include it because it sounded really interesting. So that's The Squatter. So this next story was actually released on January the 11th, so it's already out and available from Silver Shamrock Publishing, and that is Paused by Stephanie Ellis. So all over the world, people are coming to a halt no matter what they are doing, whether they are swimming, whether they are eating, whether they are biking, walking, traveling, what have you. Most of the world becomes paused mid whatever they are doing. So a lot of people are getting ready to die. But even if you are at home, sitting on the couch and watching TV, you're still in trouble because you will starve. So it's going to be up to this doctor and his team of researchers that are not paused yet to discover the secrets of this affliction and get it resolved before it's too late. Releasing on January 18th is going to be Such a Pretty Smile by Christy DeMeester. So this is a story about powerful women and angry men and all the ways in which girls are silenced. It takes place in 2 different timelines. There's 2019, which is the present, and it's about this girl named Lila Sawyer. She's 13, she has some secrets that she can't share with anyone, not her psychiatrist, not her father who's newly married with a new baby, and not her mother either, who is famous for these bizarre wooden sculptures she did back in the early 2000s and has become quite infamous around town. So there's this serial killer going around present day, I think. He's called the Cur, and he is killing young women who are outspoken. Also taking place in 2004 is Lila's mother's story, and she's hearing strange barking sound, and she's having strange delusions, and it's helping her create these bizarre wooden sculptures. So as past demons become present threats, both Caroline and Lila must work together to solve the mystery behind the Cur and chase this oppressive power to its core. So coming out on January 25th is The Awakening by J.G. Faraday. So this story is about a young exorcist priest who vanquished a demon 50 years ago, and of course the demon vowed revenge. And so in present day, this priest is retired, but the possession of a young girl brings him together with a team of paranormal investigators and a defrocked priest with a dark secret. So they're all going to have to come together and work together in order to defeat this demon, but not only the demon, but the plague of poltergeists that have followed this demon into our world. So this sounds a lot like The Exorcist in a way. I guess that's the assumption with any kind of demon possession story. But this one sounds really good, and it is really high on my list of wanting to read. So that is The Awakening. Also releasing on January 25th is Devil House by John Darnielle. So this is a story about a man who is a true crime writer with one major success to his name and like a movie adaptation of it. But it was just enough to pay the bills, and that's about it. So soon enough, he is offered the chance to move into the Devil House to kind of do research for his next project. But once he is there, it soon leads him back to his previous work and back to the core of what he does and who he is. So that's all the synopsis on Goodreads says about it. But I love the cover. It looks very 70s, 80s. This and The Awakening have the two best covers out of any of these, if you ask me. So yeah, I would really love to check this out and see what this is all about. So this last book on my list is also being released on January 25th, and that is Road of Bones by Christopher Golden. So this is a supernatural thriller set in Siberia, where a film crew is covering an elusive ghost story about the Kolyma Highway, a road built on top of the bones of prisoners of Stalin's Gulag. Probably said that wrong, but anyway. So this film crew is going on this road, making a documentary about it and seeing some bizarre things along the way, and they're trying to get to this town in the middle of nowhere, But once they get there, they find the town is abandoned, except for this 9-year-old girl who is the only one around. So a malignant, animistic shaman and the forest spirits he commands pursues them as they flee the abandoned town and barrel across miles of deserted permafrost. As the chase continues along this road paved with the suffering of angry ghosts, what form will the echoes of their anguish take? So this sounds very much like The Thing, the John Carpenter movie from the 1980s, which I love. So yeah, I would really love to read this one too. So there you have it. Those are the 6 books that are being released in January of 2022 that caught my interest. Let me know if you plan on reading any of these. As you probably know, I am not planning on reading any 2022 book releases this year. I am going to finish up my 2020 releases, as well as reading 5 2021 book releases. And so after that, I'm just going to read the books I already have that were pre-2020 releases. So maybe by the end of the year, I'll have enough of these 2022 releases to go through and kind of pick a few to read at the beginning of next year. So definitely let me know if you're going to read any of these, what you thought about them. As always, come back and see me next time, and until then, keep turning those pages. Bye.